Having as many screens as I do comes in so handy. All the time I'm like, I should get out of the house and go work from Starbucks. And then I realize that I'll only have one screen if I do that. So I'll just stay home and make my own coffee.
David has so many screens that NASA called him and they're like, hey, can we do our launch center, our launch command center? Can we inspire it?
That is true. Yeah. When they do the rolling blackouts, they just stay on my house for like an hour and they're like, all right, we're good.
All right. Welcome, everybody, to the SharePoint Framework Community Call. My name is Hugo Bernier. I will be your host for today, and today is September 4th, 2025. Our agenda for today, we're going to show you the latest updates on the SharePoint Framework. Then we'll bring you up to date with our community projects. We'll have picture time with Together Mode, and then we have two fantastic demos, one with Paul Kirschner showing a SPFx solution sample to move documents to BlobStore and get rid of the final draft of V2 documents, which I love. And then Praveen and Santhosh are going to show us their SharePoint Hackathon solution, building future-ready intranets using SPFx. We have tons of resources available to you. We have our Microsoft Community Learning videos on YouTube. We have our LinkedIn page and groups for discussions and updates. We have our open source initiatives, our sample galleries, and you can get all these resources by going to our homepage at aka.ms/community/home. Our Microsoft 365 and Power Platform community calls, the call you're on now, they're regular, and we have our Microsoft 365 and Power Platform weekly call with Microsoft speakers. And then on a monthly basis, we have our Power Platform monthly call, our Office add-in monthly call, and then every other week, we have the Microsoft 365 and Power Platform community call or the SharePoint Framework call. You can get all the recurrent invites for all our calls by going to aka.ms/community/calls. And all the agendas for our calls are published on social media and in our meetup group by going to aka.ms/community/meetup. On our next Microsoft 365 and Power Platform weekly call on September 9th, we'll have the latest news from Microsoft Engineering. We'll have our community Together Mode, and we'll have two demos, one by Reed, innovating with apps and agents and documents with SharePoint Embedded, and one by Sarah and Matthew, deploying Azure Foundry agents to Microsoft 365 Copilot. And if you'd like to present, we welcome every presenter. Anyone who has something cool to show, anything you want to demo, you can just go to aka.ms/community/request/demo. Let us know what your presentation is about, and we will find the best call for you to be presenting in. We look forward to see what you have to share. And if you don't know how to get started in the community and contributing, we have resources for you. David, you want to tell us about it?
Oh boy, do I, Hugo. Thank you. So everybody's thinking, David sounds like a broken record on this slide. And I kind of do, but don't worry, that's changing. We're doing a number of things that are going to make it cooler and better. And that is because we are going to be regularly scheduling these on regular intervals. And we're also going to make it a double bonus. So Sharing is Caring is about providing hands-on guidance into things like contributing to the community. So if you want to contribute on some of the things you're going to hear about today, whether the software projects or things like the prompt of the week, all those opportunities are there and they count as contributions. So we're going to set up a couple new Sharing is Caring that double bonus. You're going to be able to make a prompt and you're going to be able to contribute it and see how to work in GitHub. These are safe space. They're opportunities to collaborate with other members of the community. And again, because it is a safe space, we don't record it. And it works like a contribution. So you're absolutely more than welcome to join, ask questions. Don't be afraid to ask questions. We absolutely want you to ask questions. And that way we'll all learn together. So don't be afraid. Collaborate with other members. It's a great way to get started, and be on the lookout for those new sessions and the regularly scheduled programs for those. And then once you do contribute, we want to recognize you for the amazing work that you're doing with our award-winning Best in Class, recognized by Credly recognition program. We do need you to opt in, aka.ms/community/recognition. It is free, but all these badges are created by members of the community, inspired by all of you, things like the Copilot Agent Academy and list formatting. Of course, we're in the middle of superhero season, so you can get that Porcupine Rises. And what's around the corner? Hacktoberfest. So we are super excited for that. You can see that new branded badge is available there. Anyone who contributes during the month of October/Hacktober will be able to get one of those badges. So we're excited for that. Keep on the lookout. Get ready. We'll make sure that there's sharing is caring scheduled before then so that you can take full advantage, and that will count as a Hacktober contribution. So get involved. Hugo, back to you.
David, I have
Wonderful.
to say quickly,
Thank
the resolution isn't quite accurate on the age.
Yeah, I know. I made it in the 80s, and I just thought, hey, why not?
That is the official logo, just to be clear.
Yeah, all the branding, all the colors. So when you saw last year and it was like pink and green, you're like, has David lost his mind? Nope, we matched the branding of the actual theme of the year.
You just need to add a little bit of orange to it, David.
It was hard not to, Hugo. Trust me.
All right, let's talk about the SharePoint framework. Latest from Microsoft Engineering.
Excellent. Chris is not here, but I'm going to do wowee. So see, there I'm going wowee, and I'm back here. There we go. Anyway, so we're back from the summer vacation. There's a seasonal drop, obviously, which happens on summertime, and then we can see a seasonal climb, which is always happening on September. The cool thing about the usage, if you look back on the past 4 years, we've been already quadrupled the daily and monthly active users, which is in tens of millions of users of SPFx solution worldwide in M365, which also, by the way, means this is not going to go away. I'll come back on that one in a second. Now, let's go to the following slide. Quick updates on the roadmap. So 121.2.1 is the latest one, 4th of May. That's pretty far away. And there was a few people who were a long time away for a break, that's including me, and a few other things between a bit delaying the 122, but 122 beta, an updated beta is coming in September, and it's intended to go GA in October. And that will include some of the changes on the Heft and Webpack model. We're currently reviewing those changes with MVPs, open source project templates. So what we're looking into doing is actually we still use, at least for now, the Yeoman generator, but wouldn't it be cool if you would be able to contribute on the templates which are getting actually provisioned by the Yeoman generator? And that's coming as well. And in the longer time frame, we're looking into actually replacing the whole automation tooling as well. So there's a lot of innovation happening on there. Cleaning NPM audit flags is the security, none of impactful runtime security issues, because they're not runtime, they're development time, but it's really hard to explain for a security people that, hey, you say critical things. These are not critical. These are not here. It's almost like a Star Wars thing. You see critical things. They're not critical things, but which is actually the case. But we're going to clear those out in 122 as well, as much as possible. And for anything what remains, we're going to provide a clear statement and a few other things in 122 as well. And the 123 still planned to happen by end of this year. Might be going to January, but we'll see how it goes. A lot of other stuff as well. Now, the following slide I added to here, and just to clarify a few things, as I was away for a long sabbatical, I know during that time there was a few things here and there which was a bit lost on the communication. First of all, we did publish something related on support for update SharePoint framework in the field customizers and lists and document libraries. Now, not yet updated in the official docs, so technically not yet official statement, but we just have agreed that there are currently no plans to deprecate SPFx field customizers from lists and libraries. So we're going to update the docs, and the people who push that doc out in a wrong location, we don't actually communicate typically for developers in that location, but they're going to update the docs. We get the clarity on that one as well, so there's no problems with that. And also there was a bit of a kind of a miscommunication on Microsoft's side. The new Microsoft SharePoint template selection UI, initially the team was not aware that there is a full page app option in the old experience, because they never had the SPFx full page app installed in their test environment. So they actually forgot about it. We rolled it out, then we needed to roll it back, and then we rolled back the new feature, which actually has the full page apps with SPFx available if they are available within the site. So you can see actually in that picture, you can see the full page apps being shown if they're available to get created. Two kind of a massive things which provided a bit of a negative feedback and kind of a signals that, hey, wait a minute, what is Microsoft doing? more human mistakes than highly intentional operations by anybody. So, but we're now addressing this. We're also going to come up with a public monthly blog post, all of that stuff for SPFx starting within a week or two. So you'll be up to date on what's happening within this side. Nothing is going to go away. We're going to go double down, double, triple, quadruple down. Now, related on going double down, the final slide next time, we pushed this out last week, on last week's Wednesday. We're going to close this up on next week. So please, anybody within your organization, your teams, your friends, your colleagues, your neighbors who are doing SPFx development, or they might have done SPFx development, and then they say, I don't like it anymore because of blah, 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 and I moved somewhere else. Brilliant people to get feedback on. So let's try to amplify with neighbors, yes, Andrew, to get the feedback on this form, AKMS SPFx feedback. We're going to close this up on 10th of September, but we will continue actually having a feedback form in the SharePoint Online as well in the future. We'll come back on that one in a later. But we need to have a timeline where we are summarizing all of the things, what is actually collected, and analyze what we need to do in future. So please, 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 if you haven't done this, go to HTTP AKMS SPFx feedback, fill the form, give us feedback. Your team members, share the URL with them. Everybody, your colleagues, friends, neighbors, the people in the streets, if they have a laptop or a mobile phone which has an internet connectivity, and I know that they've done this on SPFx now or within the past 5 years, ask them to fill in the form. But that's it. I've taken quite a lot of time, but I think it's good. Thanks, everybody, from my side. Let's move ahead.
Thanks, Vesa, for being transparent. We really appreciate. We all make mistake, right? And I think the biggest mistake was just letting you go on vacation. All right, let's move on. Let's talk about our open source project. And first, to talk about our community blog is Adam.
Okay, so this time we have 3 new blog posts in our PnP blog. So the first one, how to add more than 3 starter prompts in SharePoint agents, step-by-step guide by Ahmad.Hal. The second one is homemade Plain Designer, programmatic blueprint for Power Platform by Jakub Baja. And the last one is SharePoint search, data query search out-of-the-box tricks by Reshmi. So really, really awesome to have those on our board, and for sure give them a read. And if you want to contribute to our blog post, you are free to do so. And if you do so, you will get a blog author badge for your efforts. So happy blogging, everybody. Back to you, Hugo.
Thank you. And speaking of authoring, we allow our community contributors to contribute to our prompt library. This is an open source prompt library where everyone is welcome to share any cool agent instructions they have. You can go to aka.ms/pnp prompt library. I'm not saying the dashes. And our prompt of the week is an annual appraisal data extractor by Saurabh. And the prompt is to basically ask your LLM to prepare inputs for the annual performance appraisal, analyze emails, team chats, and files from start date to end date. And from this data, identify and summarize the key activities, contributions, and value additions I have made that align with the goals, objectives of the categories below. Present the output in a tabular format with the following columns: work category, description, goals, objectives, employee remarks, and so on. This is a fantastic prompt. I've tried it. It actually just wrote my resignation letter for me, so I don't know what I'm supposed to get from that. But thanks, Saurabh, for the prompt of the week. All right, and to talk about the PnP.js client-side library, we have Julie.
I made it. I don't have much to say, though. Version 4.17 will be released September 15th. Again, we just have package and documentation updates. We are working on version 5. I did a bunch of work yesterday. So that is happening. If you'd like to know what's happening with that, there is a project tab in the repo, and it has a list of the items we're working on. If you had feedback on that, certainly provide that. We're happy to take any feedback that anybody has. In the meantime, if there are any issues with V4 that we feel like we can address, you can get that V4 nightly build to see whatever PR has been merged in from the day before will be in that nightly build, and you can see those updates. And that is all I have. Thanks. Back to you, Hugo.
Fantastic. Thank you, Julie. And now let's pass it to Gary to talk about our CLI for Microsoft 365.
Hello, thanks Hugo. Right, okay, new update for CLI for Microsoft 365. This is version 10.11. So we've got some new commands for SharePoint Embedded, Microsoft Teams, and Viva Engage as well. We've also got a new command for making it easier for you to get set up with using the CLI as well. So there's a new command to create a new app registration with defined scopes, so you can define the permissions that you want CLI to use. So a nice, easy way of getting up and ready using the CLI. So if you want to try out the latest version, you can get that from npm and from Docker. Just use the @latest tags. Also, in this release, always improvements, enhancements. If you want to look at the full release notes, go to aka.ms/CLI-M365/notes. Any questions, issues, getting the GitHub issues, but also speak to our community as well in the Discord server as well for any help. Moving on, next slide.
So just one thing worth mentioning about
Adam.
CLI is that our next release is major release V11. So we are going to merge breaking changes to our product this month, and the next release is going to be a major that introduces breaking changes. So if you want to be on the lookout for the upgrade guidance that is it's in progress currently this month to be up to date with the latest things we will break, fix, or change. Okay, that's all.
Perfect. Thanks, Adam. So we've had a new version of Dev Proxy as well. So this is version 1.1. We last released our V1 version last month. So smaller update this time. This is more around improvements to emulating graph batching as well. So we had a bug where we exhibited the wrong behavior. That's now been fixed. We've got some other little enhancements as well with improvements to reporting for the minimal permissions guidance as well. So if you want to try out Dev Proxy, just go to aka.ms/devproxy. You'll find all the get started information, how to download it and use it as well. And David, back to you.
All right, thank you.
Hugo.
That's okay. We're interchangeable. Every time you say mock APIs, I just expect you to go, "Ooh, I'm an API." Ooh. All right. Let's talk about our reusable SPFx controls and we'll have Alex tell us about it.
Thank you, Hugo. Nothing new here. Still 3.22 for React controls, 3.21 for property controls. We are collecting all the PRs and issues for the next releases, probably in a few weeks, I would say. So please contribute to the controls and make them more amazing than they are right now. And that's all I have. Back to you, Hugo.
Thank you. And let's just pass it back to Adam to talk about the SharePoint Framework Toolkit for VS Code.
Yeah, so we had a new pre-release, at least five of those pre-releases since last time. So we are in version 4.9.5, and I think the biggest updates in this pre-release is that we now added new app management actions, copy and move, which allow you to basically copy or move your SPFx or any kind of app you have on the app catalog from one app catalog to other app catalog. This is really awesome kind of management that's only provided from this extension, and I really love it. We have some smaller updates that are performance upgrades, making this extension smaller and quicker and updating the links. And if you are a SPFx enthusiast, be sure to use this product and be sure to provide feedback in the feedback survey, as I mentioned at the beginning of the call, to help us make this technology better. Okay, that's all I have. Happy coding, everybody. Back to you, Hugo.
Thank you. All right, and let's talk about the PnP Modern Search with David.
Yes, so I'm filling in for Casper today. No major updates. The current version is 4.16 and 4.17 is in pre-release, but just wanted to make sure everybody knew that there is an opportunity to provide feedback, get some questions answered, and interact and collaborate with the search team. So you can do that. We've got those dates listed there. You can see that they're regularly scheduled, so you can sign up there at aka.ms/pnp/modern search office hours. So don't hesitate. Casper does a great job in interacting and supporting everybody. Definitely go get involved and search out to make your voice heard. See what I did there? Search out to make. Okay, Hugo, back to you.
I'm searching for the humor in that.
You
Right.
you should be. It's going to take a minute.
All right, let's talk about the PnP SPFx samples. If you don't know, we have 2 repositories, one for web part examples and one for extension examples that you can contribute to. And these are the latest updates from members of our community. We have a list view metrics web part by TVAC. That's the only name I got. And the PnP Copilot prompt library by Saurabh. Both are fantastic examples. You can go find them by going to aka.ms/community/samples. And if you contribute a sample, whether it's an update or a brand new sample, you get the sample contributor SPFx web part. That's a fantastic coveted badge that everyone should be looking for. All right, let's move on to PnP SPFx ACEs and with Anoop.
Yes, hello everyone. So we've got a repository for ACEs or adapter card extensions as well. The link is over there, aka.ms/SPFx-ACEs. So recently there was a pull request by Ahmed on plan tracker adapter card extension. Do take a look at that. That sample is now merged into the repository. A very nice sample which integrates with a planner plan and shows all the tasks. So that's the link again, aka.ms/SPFx-ACEs. Back to you, Hugo.
Thank you. And now let's move on to our picture time. It's optional, but if you want to share your screen, we'll go on together mode and we'll take a picture so we can show the community how awesome you are.
That is right. Thank you, Hugo, for setting that up. So here we go, everybody. There's Vesa and Derek and Stephanie and Alex and all of our favorite friends are here. Give you just a few more seconds. So we've only got 2 demos today, so we're a little over time, but that's okay because of that. So we're in good shape. I see Paul down there. Great to see everybody. We'll give you just another bit. Tim's has been a little late this week in device roulette. So I know that if you started up your device and started up your camera, maybe like, not that camera, the other camera. Come on, teams. So we'll give it just a second. All right. This is doing the dance, doing the wave. Oh, look at Derek. Derek's showing off now. All right. Look at break dancing. All right. Let's get. All right. Still see some folks coming in. Oh, there's Tetsia. Love it. And Hugo. Okay, let's get the countdown going. 3, 2, and 1. And let's dance and wave. Show to the community how awesome you are. Really, again, appreciate it. Love y'all for showing up to these events each and every single week and contributing in the ways that you do. It really is what makes our community unique and special, and cannot thank you enough. So thank you for everything you're doing. All right, Hugo, back to you.
Fantastic. And now the honor is mine to introduce our demos for today. First demo is Paul Kirschner, who's going to tell us about MoveDocumentsToBlobStore to get rid of that dreaded final_draft_v2 final, and so on. Peter, take over the screen when you're ready.
Thank you, Hugo. Thank you for the introduction. Short words about me. Welcome everybody back from the vacation time. Grüß euch from Austria. My name is Paul Kirschner and I work for ACP Cubido. I want to jump directly to the SharePoint. Have everybody seen such a library? You have different versions of the same file. Maybe it looks like that you have a folder like archive, something like this, and in the archive files everything is there. And I have a problem with the same file stored in multiple files on different locations. But what is my problem with this? It's not the problem. Maybe you think about the problem is with the space, what is used in the tenant. Because this is developer tenant, you see the storage is not the big problem. The problem is what we have duplicate content and what is the latest version. When I go to this library, what is the latest version of this file? Is this the file with no extension or is the file with final v1 the last version? I don't know it. And The same thing we have when we go to the SharePoint search. We get multiple files back. Who can say the user what is the last version of this file really? And the same we have when we ask Copilot. I ask Copilot, give me about Prince2 adoption, give me back. In this result, his Copilot says we have 5 results. So great. I know maybe I have the final version, but maybe not. But when I change the question a little bit, then Copilot says, okay, I have only one document. So maybe the user gets the wrong information and I don't have the latest version. So the easiest way is, and there's an awesome button from the Microsoft to use it in this way, is select the versions and say, delete. Yeah, here it is. Delete, and everything would be fine. Then no duplicate content is used, or use major draft versions, and so on and so on. You have multiple options to solve this problem. But the main problem are not the technical things, they are the people. They say, we always do this in this way, but maybe we need the old version to compare it with the new one, or deleting a document is not possible, I will lose all my hard work, and so on and so on. So we have no technical problem, we have a problem with people. They don't want to lose their documents. So I spoke a lot about them, and they said, okay, we make it, we move the old draft versions back in other storage. So let's move it to the blob storage. So it would be the schema. So the next thing is, yes, how to implement it. Yes, we make a list view command in the SPFx. This makes a REST request to the Azure function and then stores the data into the blob. And to get a reference, we use Azure Table Store. Why I don't use a SQL server? Because the table store is there, so I don't need more deployment work. So, but now we have to look sorry, to the REST request. The easiest way is to use the file directly in the REST request. So the file will be sent directly to the Azure function. The problem is, in reality, the file has to be downloaded from SharePoint to your client and then pushed to the Azure function, and then the client, after successful, delete the file or move the file into the recycle bin. So this is not good when you think about a file can maybe have 100 megabytes. So the better thing is you say, okay, our client select something and say, this I want to move, and then you give a reference of the file to your Azure function. The Azure function make the download directly from the SharePoint, and then delete it over the client. This is the concept. How do you get the data from SharePoint to your Azure function? Yeah, you need an app registration. I used here the SharePoint API. So I go to the Azure portal and say in my app registration, use it. And then there's a question. And this question is delegate permission or application permission. Application permission sounds good because you have site read write all or site selected, and you have complete permission to your entire SharePoint. But as you soon you go to your admin will say, you have sites read write all. Are you crazy? Because your application can read the complete SharePoint and has no limitation. So the admin will not be so happy to use this. So the easier way to work with your admin is to say, hey, my application works in the context of the user, in behalf of the user, and there we are talking about delegated permissions. And then we select all sites read and all sites write. It's also quite a lot of things you can do, but when the user don't have permission to the site, your application also don't have permissions to the site. And so delegate permissions, I would prefer when I have to talk with my administrator to install this app. So how does this look like? Every user gets an access token from Azure. And as soon you have the access token, you send it to your API, and then we make a token exchange. So we use the user token for our Azure function and say we want to have a new scope, and this new scope we need a client ID, client secret. We use the user access token and say we request on behalf of. So we work as the user. So our application in this kind is the C# application. So what we have to do, and how does it look like in the app registration? You have your app registration, and you see you have here delegate and delegate to read and write, and you don't need an admin consent. And this is really great, because to get sometimes admin consent when they are standing yes, it's really a painful job. So, and what we also need is to expose the API. Why we need it to expose? Because we have to say SharePoint that this is trusted. So, and from this side, we have to add it into our package JSON, only a short JSON. It's the resource name, the scope, and the application ID. And this was it, where we haven't to do. In the sample, you find a PowerShell script that creates. And as soon as we have installed the application, you get in the SharePoint Admin Center API access. API access means what we have here written in our package JSON is listed here, and we have to approve it. In the screenshot, I have already done this. What is made behind the scenes? Behind the scenes, the approver add the permission to our SharePoint Online Web Client extensibility app registration, and there we can see that we have this added as trusted. So now we have to use it. To use such an app registration, the fantastic thing is in SPFx we have a context. And this context, we have an HTTP client that is working directly with our client. We have only to give them our ID, and the rest, the SPFx framework is made for us. And then we make an array of promises, and for each selected item, we make a request against our Azure function. And here is the promise all, and all requests will be done in one execution of JavaScript. So what we have done is that we have come from this one to this one. So it is only one. And I want to show it you in action. The thing, here's my browser, is you can select multiple things and say, move the blob. Yes, move it. Then hopefully my client is working, successful moved, and we see it's gone away. It's not in the archive. What I made is I moved the items in the recycle bin also. Then we have it in the user context, and on the home screen there's a little web part, and when it's working, the documents are here. So this is not a typical development work to say, hey, move it to another site or something. You have out-of-the-box material also. But the interesting thing is to talk with the people when they have, when they're afraid of losing data. You can say, okay, we move it to another location, and when you need it, you can download this documentation directly, immediately again. And this we have here in this web part. So I was talking quite a lot and with a lot of PowerPoints. Where can you find it? Hugo mentioned before that there is a sample library on GitHub, and there is the source where you can find the source. And I want to show you some structure things. Here is the Visual Studio Code. I have here my node runner. The node runner is SPFx solution. This is the awesome URL. With this awesome URL, I can work directly in SharePoint, and the SharePoint communicates with my local host. And here, there's the Azure function. So all we have done today, we see directly in our environment that all requests are coming here, that we call a list and so on, what is behind the scenes. To make it easy for you to use such a solution, there is create an app registration, because I know everybody hates to make an app registration. So there's a PowerShell. In this PowerShell, everything is included with the permission, with the scope, and so on. So it should be easy to use. And you find the README. And I hope Copilot made it right. I use Copilot for writing text because I'm not a native speaker, and for documentation. It works really great. And here is a step-by-step guide. Also, when you want to deploy it, you have an infrastructure folder. And yes, I can mainly work with Microsoft. So it's a bicep file. You have here with the complete parameters, so you can deploy it easily. So, and in the function ordner, you have the C# project. So as it is, what we have done, I hope the short introduction of the overview was right. And then I would say back to you, Hugo. Thank you for the audience. Here's the URL. The pull request is open. Documentation. It's not my thing. This can be better, but from the code, it works.
I will be approving the pull request shortly. I just need to fix a little sample manifest issue, but this is fantastic. And this is going to solve a lot of challenges. I know we're joking about final, but there's a lot of governance reasons why you don't want to have multiple versions of the same document. You know, non-repudiation and being able to identify which item was the record in question when something happened. So good job. Thank you for doing that. All right.
For my experience, the main problem I had with people, not with the technical thing, because the delete button works really, really great.
Yes, I agree. Now, if you can make it send an electric shock to people's keyboards and chairs when they don't do that, that would be fantastic. But until we do, let's move on to Praveen and Santhosh to show us their SharePoint Hackathon solution. Praveen, Santhosh, when you're ready.
Yeah. Yes, David. So hope my screen is visible to everyone.
Yep, we can see it.
Yeah.
Go right ahead.
So hi everyone. So today I'm very excited to walk you through our brand new virtual experience site. So before getting to the demo, I would like to introduce ourselves. So yeah. So myself, Praveen. So I'm a product designer at Quadra System with over 3 years of experience in M365 technologies. Also, I'm currently focusing on SharePoint and Power Apps, application designs, and community contribution. So along with me, I have Santhosh, who is SharePoint developer at Quadra System with over 2 years of experience in M365 technologies. And he also currently focusing on pure SharePoint development. So today agenda will be like introduction of our virtual experience site. After that, I will give you a detailed demonstration of our virtual experience site. After that, Santhosh will take care of the code walkthrough. So yeah. So actually, virtual experience is the idea behind the portal is simple. So to give an employee a fresh and user-friendly experience where everything you need, updates, events, resources, and celebrations comes together in one place. Think of it as your starting point every morning, helping you stay connected, informed, and engaged with both work and your colleagues. So let's begin with the application demo. Yeah. So let's begin with the home page. So basically we have 5 different navigations, 5 different pages. So first one, home page, next corporate, and third one, HR and admin. Fourth one will be a people first. Finally, we have training and events. So first, this is the personal space, the place where you all start your day. The first feature here comes a custom background. So just like setting up a wallpaper on your phone or laptop, you can personalize your intranet too. Simply click the icon which I clicking. So for example, I'm pick one available stock image just there. So I'm just searching for There it is. So see how cool it is. So next, so this is the discover application section. So basically this will be give a shortcut of quick access. This gives you direct links to the application you use daily. No more searching around your go to app scroll. After that, we have internal events like organization events. There is where you can see your all upcoming organization events and even participate in them. If you want to participate, you can simply click participate and it will direct to the forms or whatever it is. And next we have one of my personal favorite is spread the joy. This highlights the birthday, work anniversaries and new joiners. Is simple. This is simple but a powerful way to celebrate and connect with your teammates, colleagues, or whoever it is. After that, we have the same registration type sections which conduct external events, workshop, the space where you can register for upcoming and learning opportunity outside the organizations. And next we have grand achievers. So where we recognize and celebrate outstanding contributions with the well-deserved shoutouts. After that, we have the video gallery part. If you missed any company events, like you can always watch the recording here, so you were never left out anymore. So moving to the corporate page. So here you in this media section here you will find the latest company news all in one place. You can just simply click and view the news whatever you want. After below that we have a marketing kit. So here where you can find all the logos, brochures, collaterals, pictures. So where you can easily access everything at one place. Next I'm moving to the HR and admin page. So yeah. Yes. So basically this section was like about know your teammates and also you can able to edit your own information. So basically we are using the Microsoft Graph API to fetching this data. Also if you want to edit your about me and you want to add your skill, you can directly change accordingly and basically your information can be updated over here. Also you can see your colleagues information also here. So below that we have important links. So quick access hub for all the HR and admin resources like leave management, payroll, expense reimbursement, everything. Fine. After that also we have the policy sections. So where you can find the policies of organization oil. If you click the view all, it will basically display the expand version of the policies. And finally, we have job posting. Basically, we have two options here, apply now and refer now. So basically, apply now, you can internally, if you want to transfer the role or anything, you can use the apply now. Or if you want to refer your colleagues or your buddy, anything, if you can simply click refer now and use the fill up this information. Basically, we are using Power Automate to send the notification to the respective person. And fourth one, we have people first. So this will be an interesting one. This page is all about the engagement and culture. So here the people and stories, a space we have shared the milestones, experience, memorable moments. So basically it's the idea is to bring the Instagram user experience in our SharePoint Internet portal. So if you want to add your story means you can simply fill the heading, description, category, and if you want to upload any images also you can simply add that. After that we have the quiz section. So yeah, fun. If you want to add, so basically the add a new quiz will be display only for the admin. So end users will only able to fill the information and they can view their view board. So here we can find the top points, top ranks, who are the top 3%, like that we can have that information. And finally, we have training and event section. So this section is main for the training development and fun network. So under training and development, we can able to view the events based on the organization wide. So if you want to register the current event means you can use the register now. So if the already event was expired, you can about to you just aware of the already exited information. After that, you can also you will be able to aware of the upcoming events as well. So you can use this calendar to switch the next month and like that. Same like a fun network. If you have any information, if you have any events on their organization, you will be able to come across this section. And finally, we have photo gallery. So this section will where we can relive great memories with collection like an album kind of experience. So you can use these arrows to navigate to the other photos as well. So like that, we have festivals, fun activities, training, work anniversaries. So last but not least, we have the search also. So if you want to search anything across this site, you can simply search this like this. Sorry. Yeah. So now I'm handing over the session to the Santhosh who can walk through the code.
Okay. In the this is our virtual experience. This is an SharePoint internet portal. We have using an SharePoint framework to build this solution. It is an 18 Node version is 18 and React is an 17 version. Also we have using an React router for client side routing. For backend technologies, we have using the PNP-SP for retrieving the data from SharePoint list and library. Also for we have using the SharePoint Search API also. So this is our main entry point of our application, our solution. In this we have I have imported 5 pages like home page, corporate page, and HR admin, people first, and training. So in this page we have setting a navigation. In this navigation we have using a React routing. So yeah, in this React routing, we have using a specific routing for each page, like corporate and HR admin and people first training events. After that, we have using an PNP file picker. So in PNP file picker, we have using the we have mentioned like accepts only GIF, JPG like specific extensions. We have providing an accept format. Also in the application, once user can select, he can see available stock images and web search options also. So it will be we have using to display it is for file picker result. Once user can select any of the within stock image, for example in stock image, user can select any of the image and select insert. Once user can select, we have using the on file picker save function. In this function, we have retrieving the recently selected first image to set as a background. Before setting a background, we have retrieving the we have maintaining the background image for as a database for SharePoint library. The library name is virtual experience background image. In this library we have once before uploading the image, we have deleted the existing one. Once the file will be once the image will be deleted, we have upload the new background image. Once the background image will be set, we have automatically refresh the page. So it will be automatically reflected reflected the background image of the whole application. And next one is my search. So in search icon, there is an we have using an handle search function to search the all to search the site documents. So we have using this PNP to fetch the all the files from SharePoint using the SP search. Once you have get all the files from SharePoint, we have filtering it into currently currently logged in a site. Which site we are there, for example, if we have and we have logged in on virtual experience dev. So this is an the virtual experience which files will be containing that all files we have filtered it. Once the files are filtered, we have mapped into a search result, and after that we have displayed on within the search. So here you can search anything like, for example, document like that. Once the user can, it will be fetching from site level files within the document library or within the SharePoint or the virtual experience document library. After that, we have setting and after that we have creating an five pages within a home and corporate. In home page we have displaying discover app function, discover app component, and fun events, spread joy, learn event registration, achievers, and video gallery. For discovering app, we have fetching the data from SharePoint. So the to fetching that SharePoint list data using an PNP. Using the PNP API call sp.web.list. Once the data will be retrieved within the get list items functionality, it will be retrieved. It will be come back to discover app component. After that, we have we have using an image data type in SharePoint list. So that's why we have using an URL to fetch the image and display that image into the discover application component. Also for this is also the same logic for discover fun events and learning event registration, achievers, and video gallery. Also another one is we have using a spread joy to displaying a to displaying the currently logged in our organizations employees today which users I will be having and having their birthday to display their birthday, and this is for work anniversary and new joiners. So yeah, once we have using the graph API to fetch all the organization users. We have retrieving the users ID, display name, mail, department, employee hire date, and user principal name. So once user can once we have fetched all the details, we have mapping that data with the mapped that data and store that data to say specific state, like set birthday. We have setting the birthday to birthday and anniversary and new joiners also. And next one is for training and events. We are using a document library to display this the image gallery. So we have retrieving and site name. After that, we have fetching the library URL to fetch the data from that image gallery. After that, we have fetching the image galleries, all the folders. It will be all the folder that library will be containing. Once the folder will be retrieved, we need to map. We need to map with specific subfolders. So we have using map to search the subfolders. Within the subfolder, if there is any subfolder will be having, again the loop will be continuous. Otherwise, it will be fetching the only the images. If the for a specific folder will be does not containing any subfolder, it will be directly fetched images. Also, we have provided the extensions to only get the images only to display the image gallery. Within the image gallery, there is only images we need to display. Once the image will be getting, we have using a slider component to display the image within the slider. So if, for example, if the some folder will be containing multiple images, so that's why we are using a slider to move one slide to another. If user wants to navigate, user wants to see a next folder, then he can click next folder, and here also he can see that slide using as see the next image using slider. Yeah, that's all, sir. That's all, team.
That's fantastic. Thank you.
Yes.
All right, let me take over the screen. I'd like to thank all our presenters for today, Peter, Paul Kirschner, Praveen, and Santhosh for the beautiful demos. We're super impressed. And by the way, Praveen and Santhosh, I believe this was your first time presenting, right?
Yes. Yes.
Well, you did a fantastic job, and I'm sure that everyone in the chat will let you know that you did a good job. Now, if you want to give us feedback about these calls, let us know how the content was or provide input on how we can improve, you can go to aka.ms/community/calls/feedback, and we look forward to hearing both the good and the bad on how we can improve. And if you'd like to join our official Discord server, we're almost at 3,000 members. You can scan the QR code here or go to aka.ms/community/discord. Look forward to seeing you there. I would like to thank everyone for attending this call. The recording will be available in 24 hours on the Microsoft Community Learning YouTube channel by going to aka.ms/community/YouTube. Make sure to subscribe so you get the latest updates as they come in. Our next SharePoint Framework call is going to be September 18th at 7 a.m. Pacific time. Our next Microsoft 365 and Power Platform call is going to be September 11th at 7 a.m. Pacific time. You can get all the community calls again by going to aka.ms/community/calls. With that, thank you, everyone. Have a great day.